You have a story you tell yourself every second of every day. The story of me. Your name, your memories, your ambitions. You believe this character is you. But what if that character is an illusion? A ghost you've mistaken for your own soul. The philosopher Alan Watts taught that this separate self, the ego, is the biggest joke you'll ever fall for. And seeing through it, he argued, is the only way to stop wasting your life and find true freedom. What does it feel like to be an ego? First, it's the feeling of being separate, an isolated mind in a body, looking out at a world that is fundamentally not me. You are here, and the universe is out there. This is the original split that breeds all anxiety. This separation makes you feel vulnerable. You have to defend and assert yourself against a seemingly hostile universe. This is the root of endless striving. The inner voice always asking, am I good enough? Am I safe? This voice is the ego's narrator. Its non-stop commentary, as Watts said, makes you lose touch with reality and live in a world of thoughts. This internal chatter is the sound of your cage. The ego also craves safety, which leads to mediocrity. It plays the social game not for joy, but for approval. You might choose a career for money over meaning, or a safe relationship over a vital one, because the ego fears the unknown. Watts said we are like people trying to eat the menu instead of the meal. The ego obsesses over symbols, degrees, job titles, mistaking them for life itself. Meanwhile, the real meal, the present moment, gets cold. This is the great waste. You're so busy managing the story of me that you miss the experience of simply being. You defend an imaginary castle, failing to see you're already in an infinite kingdom. Being an ego feels like being at war with existence. You're always resisting. Watts noted this chronic physical tension. Clenched jaw, the tight shoulders is the bodily feeling that corresponds to the word I. It's an exhausting, futile attempt to hold on to flowing water. The tragedy is that the cage door has been open the whole time. You are not trapped by an external force, but hypnotized by a belief that your separate ego is real. It's not a fact of nature. It's a social convention. Our purpose here is to see through it. So, who are you? When you say I, what are you referring to? Are you your name? A name is just a label. You existed before you knew it. To mistake it for yourself is to be spellbound by language. Are you your body? This body is a constantly changing process. You don't consciously beat your heart or grow your hair. You relate to it as a possession. I have a body. So where in this process is the permanent I? Your memories. A memory is just a neurological echo of a moment that's gone. To identify with memories is to define yourself by a ghost. Your thoughts. They arise from a language you didn't invent and appear uninvited in your consciousness. You don't think your thoughts any more than you cloud the sky. You are the sky, not the passing clouds. So, what is the ego? It's a hallucination, a collage of a name, memories, and a chronic feeling of muscular strain. That tension you feel when anxious or defensive. That is the physical sensation of the ego. It's the feeling of resisting life. This I is a role you've played for so long you've mistaken the mask for your true face. It's a phantom built from past echoes and future anxieties. It has no substance. It's an idea, and an idea, like the word water, can't quench your thirst. Realizing this is not a cause for panic. It's liberation. If the ego's a ghost, so are its problems. You have been fighting a shadow, defending a phantom, in a prison whose bars are made of thought. This line of questioning can be unsettling, but it points toward profound freedom. If these ideas are resonating, subscribe and join us on this journey. We explore these timeless questions, not for easy answers, but to deepen our experience of the mystery. Now, let's continue, because we're approaching the punchline of the great cosmic joke. If the ego is the source of suffering, how do you get rid of it? Here, we arrive at the biggest trap of all. This is the cosmic joke. The biggest ego trip is trying to get rid of your ego. The most refined version of the ego is the spiritual project of trying to eliminate itself. Who is the I that wants to get rid of the I? It is, of course, the ego. Playing a new game. This creates the spiritual ego, the one who meditates to achieve none, who is proud of their humility and keeps a scorecard of spiritual progress. I am less egotistical than them. This is the ego's masterpiece. It ensures its survival by making its own destruction the goal. It's like trying to put out a fire with gasoline. You can't force yourself to be spontaneous or will yourself to surrender. The very act of trying is the ego's signature move. Commanding yourself to relax only creates more tension. This is a dead end. You can't destroy an illusion. You can only see it as an illusion. And this is the punchline. The joke is that your ego doesn't exist. There is nothing to get rid of. The entire struggle against your ego is based on a misunderstanding. You're trying to escape a prison that doesn't exist. So what happens when you see this? You just stop. You stop fighting. You let go of the rope in the tug-of-war with yourself and discover no one was on the other end. This isn't apathy. It's a profound sigh of relief. The truth is, you can't transform yourself. The good news is you don't need to, because the self you thought needed transforming was a phantom all along. If I'm not the separate ego, then what to me? When the phantom ego is seen for what it is, the feeling of being an isolated fragment dissolves. Alan Watts used the analogy of the ocean and the wave to point to the reality that emerges. You've been taught you're a wave, a separate, temporary form. Your goal is to hold yourself together and avoid the inevitable crash you call death. But you are not a wave. You are the entire ocean in the process of waving. A wave isn't separate from the ocean. It's a temporary expression of the ocean. When the wave crashes, it isn't destroyed. It's just the ocean returning to its formless state. It was never separate. You are not a person in the universe. You came out of it. Like a wave from the ocean, you are a function of what the whole universe is doing. Through your eyes, the universe watches itself, as what sighed in apple tree apples, effortlessly. In the same way, the universe peoples. You are a natural expression of the totality of being. Think of a whirlpool. It has a distinct pattern, but it's made of nothing but river. You are a whirlpool of consciousness, a pattern made of the flowing stream of the universe. Seeing this is the end of loneliness and the fear of death. If you are the ocean, how can you be lonely? The wave's return to the ocean isn't an end, but a homecoming. This also ends mediocrity. The ego's game of being a successful wave becomes absurd. You stop comparing and simply allow the ocean to wave magnificently as you. True creativity flows when you let the universe express itself through you, without the ego's interference. This isn't an idea to be understood, but a reality to be felt. It's a shift from the anxious ego to the vast field of being. You aren't a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop. What does life look like after you get the joke? The world doesn't change, but your relationship to it does. The war with life dissolves. Resistance gives way to trust. This is the truest principle of Wu Wei, which what's translated as not forcing. It's not passivity, but acting in harmony with the way things are. The ego rows frantically against the current. Wu Wei is using a sail. The skilled sailor doesn't fight the wind. They cooperate with it, using its power to go where they wish. It is a dance with nature. Living beyond the ego is learning to sail. You stop micromanaging and forcing outcomes. You trust the flow, realizing you don't have to push the river. It already knows where it's going. This brings you back to the present moment. The ego lives in the past and future, but reality is only ever now. Life stops being a problem to be solved. The meaning of life is simply to be alive. You can still play your social roles, but you know it's a mask. You can play your part, but your sense of being isn't tied to the outcome. That is freedom. Ultimately, this dissolves fear. The ego fears death, but if you know you are the ocean, the end of the wave is not a terror. You coe and fall out of the universe any more than a wave can fall out of the ocean. You are not something that will be lost. You are the timeless presence in which all things are found. The cage was an illusion. The struggle, a misunderstanding. The universe is dancing as you, so stop trying to hold on. Relax, float, and join the dance.